A cry from a big state welcome. The Russian foreign minister was met at the airport by an ordinary bus. Sergei Lavrov was the first foreign diplomat to visit North Korea after Pyongyang announced it would resume its nuclear program. It had worried the international community for years. The pressure on Russia as a member of the six-party talks was enormous to try to persuade the country to get back to the negotiating table.
We should not give in to emotions, but concentrate on the situation that confronts us now. If everybody does as promised, we will be able to find a solution to what is a serious crisis.
Earlier this month, North Korea said it launched a communication satellite into orbit, but Western countries said it was a cover for a ballistic missile test. Pyongyang expelled all Atomic Agency energy inspectors, insisting other countries simply want to curb its technological advances. In an attempt to ease the tension between the world and North Korea, Lavrov suggested the country could launch satellites from Russian territory. But after the Russian foreign minister left, Pyongyang announced that it has started to reprocess spent fuel rods. These can be used to produce nuclear weapons. Some experts believe the move is aimed at blackmailing the international community.
North Korea is not preparing for war. This is the same containment policy used in the 1950s by the Soviet Union against the United States. The USSR said, if we call things by their names, we'll be taking as hostage American bases in Europe and Western European allies of America. Threatening Washington's allies to put pressure on the United States is a strategy of North Korea.
The talks on the nuclear problem continued in South Korea. Lavrov said breaking the stalemate is the responsibility of all members of the six-party talks, which include both Koreas, the US, Russia, China and Japan.
As for the obligations adopted during the six-party negotiations in September 2005, which now haven't been fulfilled, it is right to mention the issue of energy carriers' compensation deliveries to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Very few of those obliged to do it have fulfilled their obligations.
Even though North Korea has not yet returned to the negotiating table, some experts believe Pyongyang is holding out for an even better offer.
North Korea as a country with scarce resources greatly depends on imports, especially in raw materials and energy supplies. They have an interest in making peace with the international community. However, North Korea will demand economic and military guarantees in return for quitting their nuclear program.
But for now, North Korea says it's not going to participate in the six-party talks and will resume its nuclear program. And if there's any pressure from the international community, the country says it's ready to give a military response. Natalia Novikova, RT, from the North Korean capital.